Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Report. And those wild-ass niggers in the city of Chicago have claimed yet another innocent victim, and the Black Lives Matter groups and all of these groups don't really give a damn because it was not a white cop involved in it. 9-year-old Tyshawn Lee was murdered because of his father's apparent gang ties. The 9-year-old boy was apparently lured into an alley while he was on his way to his grandmother's house, and he was executed, shot multiple times. And what the police are saying is that because of his father's alleged gang ties, the boy was targeted and the boy was murdered. Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's Justice or Else? You know, where's Al Sharpton? Where's Cornel West? You know, where's Quentin Tarantino? See, Mr. Tarantino, one lesson you should learn, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, you got to be really selective about who you socialize with when it comes to black people, because, especially black people and their so-called causes, black people will lead you down a one-way alley, having you thinking that it's a two-way street. Stay out of black folks' business, because black folks don't know what the hell they're doing half the time. What's next? What's next? You're going to start gunning down grandmothers, gunning down pregnant women. You're just going to start gunning down, just gunning down anything that you see, man. And I just find it hard to believe that nothing can be done about this level of violence. You maybe something like this you could think about as being random. Gunfire, exchange of gunfire, and a kid gets caught in the crossfire. Something would be rare. That would just have you be so shocked. But in Chicago, apparently this is it's just culture. It's just a part of being a part of living in a black neighborhood in Chicago, part of living on the south side of Chicago, is that you better expect at least one time in your life to get shot, or somebody's going to get murdered every a week or something. It's like these guys punch a clock and go out, and just start murdering people. If it was if murdering people in the city of Chicago, in the city of Chicago's black neighborhoods was gainful employment, geez whiz, the employment would be the employment rate would just be through the roof. I'm a big fan of President Obama. I think President Obama has done a fantastic job, but I even have to criticize and question the president, his stance on not doing something in his hometown. Kid makes a clock that looks like a bomb and it goes all over the press, and you invite him to the White House. You got these black savages just gunning down children and just killing any and everybody that they get their hands on. And it's like it doesn't even exist, to you at least. It's your hometown, and I would think that Chicago would be the starting point for the president if he wanted to do something, some type of crime initiative, or develop some type of a task force that says, we're going to start in Chicago and we're going to weed out and eliminate over the course of my tenure as president the level of just senseless violence like this that goes on in communities. How do you just skate past this like it doesn't even exist? Where are the marches? Where seriously is Black Lives Matters? Okay, what is it, earlier in October? It was Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, who they themselves are headquartered in Chicago. But you come all the way to Washington, you say justice or else. And my question is, or else what? What are you going to do? Okay, you're not doing anything about what's going on in your own backyard. You can't march, I guess, on the south side of Chicago. They'd mow you down like you were nothing. Where's Jesse Jackson and Operation Push, headquartered in Chicago? But you go to everybody else's city to rabble-rouse and instigate. Where's the National Action Network and Al Sharpton? Where are all these lawyers that go after these cops when something goes on? But you're not making a case for the level of violence and brutality that so many black men are exacting on people in their own communities. When are we going to admit that it has nothing to do with white cops? It has nothing to do with racism. Okay, that we got a problem amongst our own. And when are you going to take to the streets and carry signs and march and picket and tear up and destroy things and demand that something be done about this? I mean, a 9-year-old kid makes absolutely no sense. When are we going to say, as well, you know, I'll say when in my world, because it wouldn't go down in my world, but when are we going to define this type of behavior for exactly what it is? It is domestic terrorism. You know, when are we going to stop going to other people's countries and telling them what they should be doing in regards to terrorism, in regards to what they do to their people? When are we going to clean up our own house first? Acts like this are nothing more, in my opinion, than terrorist acts. When you have groups, and apparently there are two, I guess, major gangs, the Gangsta Disciples and the Black Pea Stones. And then within those gangs, you have the Terror Dome faction, and then you have the Killer Ward faction. So you've got two main factions plus the two sub-factions. You know, it's like parent companies and child companies. It's like corporations, for crying out loud, for black criminals and black gangsters. You know, you're running this stuff damn near like it's a corporation. But when are you going to call this stuff out for what it is? Even lately, a month or so ago, it's the mayor of Chicago blames the violence on the fact that the police have to second guess themselves. And, well, if we shoot a black criminal, well, everybody's going to be on us for shooting black men. And look, if you can identify these people, I don't understand this. You can do all this technology that you can fly stuff all up in space. You can do all this junk with technology, and you cannot identify known gang members and go into those communities and gun those people down. All right, it's take no prisoners. Okay, when are you going to accept the fact that that whatever system that was in place that created these monsters, okay, you need bigger monsters to get rid of these monsters. Your police department is inadequate. Civil centers and your preachers and ministers and churches, all this stuff is inadequate. These are demons walking the face of the earth right now. And you need bigger demons to get rid of these demons. It's like nobody just wants to face the facts that black people don't want to face the facts. I'm quite sure there are lots of other people that just look and say them niggas are just crazy. They're absolutely crazy. But black people don't want to, apparently, Black Lives Matters doesn't want to face facts. Al Sharpton doesn't want to face facts. The Nation of Islam doesn't want to face facts. President Obama doesn't want to face facts. You got a bunch of crazy ass niggas running wild on the south side of Chicago who will kill at random, kill at will. And the sad part about this is that this boy's father doesn't even want to cooperate with the police to help solve the murder of his own son. It's just absolutely ridiculous. When are we going to get serious about this? And let's not pick on Chicago, because it's everywhere. It's unfortunately, it's everywhere black people reside in large numbers. So when are we going to get serious about this on a national scale, man? How much of this stuff has to keep going and keep going and keep going unless it's part of the plan? And I don't know, maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe part of the plan is for you dumb niggas to just kill each other up to the point to where you just thin out the herd so much, and then that'll just be less niggas to deal with, and the ones that are that I guess the remaining ones, you know, we'll be able to keep them under control. But this stuff is just absolutely ridiculous, man. And I just don't. There was no national outcry. Other than I found that, you know, like I get my news normally, I just sift through the stuff online to find something interesting to talk about. And I came across this story, man. I was like, this is just like a goddamn shame. And no notable black people have done anything. Now, there is a $35,000 reward offered to the person who can finger this boy's killer. And so, of course, KTM in the Wake Up Report, we just don't talk about the problem. We do come up with solutions, and here yet another solution that's too much like right, so it's never going to happen. We got Derrick Rose in the city of Chicago. We've got LeBron James, who's been vocal about hands up, can't breathe, don't shoot. We've got Lamar Odom, who we know has the money because he can blow 70 grand on hookers and cocaine. Why don't all of you big money athletes, okay, and we know Tristan Thompson is loaded, don't we? So why don't you take some of that money, pull that money together, turn that $35,000 into $350,000, turn it into $1 million, make a statement as black men that we are sick and tired of these types of wild ass niggas that are running around and just murdering innocent children. Therefore, we are going to pull our money and we are going to post a $1 million reward for the person who turns this person in. And if the police catch them, if they get the right person, put them on trial, convict them, and don't let them out on bail. Don't let them out on parole. Don't let them bond out. Catch them, prosecute them, either execute them, lock them up for life, and you can collect $1 million courtesy of these big money black athletes. It's never going to happen because they really don't give a shit. Nobody apparently gives a shit who is black. All we do is we sit around and wait for white cops to slip up so we can say it's them. It's them. They're the ones that are the problem. They are not the problem. We are the problem. Gee whiz, man. When as black men are we going to say enough is enough? When are we going to stop being probably the largest group of neutered men, ballless men on the planet, and start to say enough of this crap is enough? Do something about this problem, Mr. President, Mr. Farrakhan, Mr. Sharpton. Bring attention to this problem, and let's do something about it, or we will exercise our rights like the Oath Keepers do, and we're going to pick up guns and we're going to start shooting back. This is KTM in the Wake Up Report saying think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.